I'll have it in all capitals. Why not? Keep it consistent. I just find it fun. I'm going to use BM Police. Not too bad. It probably look quite better with a bit of bold text. But nevertheless, this will do. I'll add the depth to 75. I'll add some caps just to increase the aesthetic look of it. And I'll make it 3 of steps and 4. And obviously, most likely want the same for the back end of the text. So we go 3 and 4 again. So there we go, basic text. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change, in fact I'm going to keep that the same. Type I'm going to change to quadrilang. I'm only checking, you know the one. That creates more steps, so that means the particles will be more precise, like so. And we'll also go into object and subdivision. We'll just crank this up a bit as well, like so, to about 12. That seems alright. Basic chord object, and everything is looking alright right now. In fact, we'll go regular grid, tick that, and we'll change the width to 5. That'll again create some more precise points, like so. And I think that's looking okay. So we'll go ahead and we'll add a PolyFX. Now this is what's going to be actually used to create the disperse in the particles. So I'll just go to MoGraph, PolyFX, and drag it as a child of the Mo text, like so. And I'm going to transform. We'll put this to 0 for now, and the fall off shape from infinite to linear, like so. And you've got a very interesting effect, like so. So what we do is want to change the orientation to -Z. If you want -Z, means that it'll kind of fade inwards. If you want it on -X. Why did I say Z? My bad. -X. If you want it on positive X, you know, it goes backwards or dispersed. But I'm going to keep it standard and -X, like so. And so you have it fold in like that. But that still doesn't really. That looks quite dodgy. It doesn't look that sleek. It looks quite amateurish. So what we're going to get around this is, for starters, we're going to add some more kind of sophistication and alignment to all these squares or diamonds that are kind of building up the text. So on the spline, under the PolyFX fall off, we'll right click, go to spline presets, and add one of them. I'll add square, like so. As you see, it kind of just builds it up a little bit more, creates it more of a solid, like so. And I'm just looking at everything now. Oh yeah, also, I changed the orientation, there we go, -X. I'm going to zoom out here for a second, get a more peripheral view. PolyFX, the fall off, you can change this. For example, if you got it on 0, obviously there'll be no particles and the text just kind of wipes in. If you have it on 100, you know, there's more of a fade. So it fades in more gradually, and there's more kind of renowned particles, like that. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to add in a random effector. So with PolyFX selected, we'll just go to MoGraph and effector and random, like so. And you see that you've got a really kind of, hold on, PolyFX, we'll move this. You see that the text starts to come in, like so, and that's looking quite good. Now for starters, wrong button. There we go, that's kind of what it looks like. So you've got the really particles, they're obviously a lot bigger around here when the text is kind of more getting together, and out here they're a lot smaller, and that's what the fall off actually done. Yeah, and it gives a quite a nice effect, more depth, so it kind of comes in from nowhere, kind of gives a more, adds a bit more depth to it as it's coming in from further away. Looking back at the Mo text object, I'm just checking everything. I'm going to change, what was it? It was object. We're going to change the intermediate points from adaptive to subdivided. And you see that kind of changes, where was it? Adaptive. You see there you got some rectangles in, so it doesn't really follow along with the particle look. But as soon as you change it to, there we go, subdivided, you know, you get more of the squares. And that's starting to look a lot better. Now we're pretty much there. So if you go to PolyFX, you see they start to come together, and it overall looks quite nice. What you could do is you could add in a floor, a light, drag it up across, maybe a bit forward. Go to render settings, add global illumination. I'll change it just to low for this preview and render. In fact, I'll zoom in because you couldn't see anything out there. And you just want to kind of get the grips with what it actually looks like there. In fact, I'll move it across just a tad, like so. And on the light, I'll add shadow map soft. This creates some shadows, gives a nice a bit more effect. Takes a bit longer to render, but nevertheless it looks a bit better. And there we go. You know, you got some nice text with the kind of no material as well. It looks like it's kind of stone. You see on this kind of corner of the O, it's starting to look really nice. And a way to kind of emphasize the small particles is under the random effector. Is if you go to parameter, and you know you can change these, the X, the Y, and the Z. So for example, if you want them to come out from God knows where and out of absolutely nowhere, and they kind of be more fast flowing.